So there's this guy that I have to work with who, unfortunately, I have to talk to every day. See, we all call in 3 ways on our phones. We have like this little circle people call, talk all day on the phone. And unfortunately, the other people, we keep answering his calls. So, um, first I used to answer, and we say a couple things, and he's just background noise. He doesn't talk. So, anyways, eventually, realized that he's like a box of rocks. And in fact, we make the word of the day. Certain things he doesn't know that we feel like he should know. Kind of like what a scrotum is. Not lying. But, yeah, he tries to, I don't know. I don't know if he lies to fit in or what. But, he definitely has some issues, that's for sure. I don't even know what to make of it. I have trouble talking to him because everything he talks out of his mouth is a lie. I don't know what's true, what's not. So, anyways, there's this pipe, and he says that it was a gas pipe. Or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, gas pipe. And we had an argument on the phone and over it because it's actually a water main pipe. I know because I followed it to the water meter. Gas pipes have a specific meter, and in fact, they have a special pipe. And now there is a gas pipe there, but it's not there. In fact, the pipe looks like a water sprinkler line. I thought it was a water sprinkler line first, but he got me so angry. We had an argument, and I don't remember what I said. It's been so long. But he hung up on the phone with us because I upset him trying to school him. Said somebody pulled the insulation back and seen copper, and that's why it was a gas line. And gas lines are not copper. Sorry. And when I went back there again, I don't even see any insulation, so I don't know what he was looking at. I honestly don't know. But he got me so angry. Uh, you know, I get upfront with people when I'm angry. It just comes out, and I don't remember what I told him. But he hung up, and I guess the next day in the circle, he made a comment about if I was so smart, why am I a truck driver? That's what he said. So that weekend, I made this video over here. So, the guy that we make fun of all day keeps calling us. There was a thing where there's this place we go into that they're scrapping everything. The factory's closed. And there's a metal pipe. And in the pipe is a water main. And we can hit it with our trailers. So, I followed it to a water meter. So I knew it was a water main. Well, he said it's a gas pipe. The pipe is the size of, look, I actually thought it was a water sprinkler line. Anyhow, he says it's peeled back the insulation and seen copper. This is the type of person I deal with. They wouldn't have a copper line for gas. And we got in a little argument, and he said if I'm so smart, why am I a truck driver? I like to see him operate that. I like to see him operate that. I like to see him build that. This is a short clip, kind of a small little rant, you know. You know, there's a lot of people who went to college. There's people that have been police officers. There's people that's been a lawyer. There's people that's worked in factories. There's people that's been teachers. They became truck drivers. And there's been truck drivers that became other people. So just because we're a truck driver doesn't make us an idiot. We just go what makes the money. So, and you know what's sad is that's what the general public thinks of us, is we're just idiots. That's the sad thing. You know, we drive around and people are like, oh, he just holds a steering wheel, or has no education at all. And I actually have education in diesel mechanics. I actually went back to school for that. Fortunately, no one would hire me because I had no experience. Go figure. But, nah. And another thing, too, is one day, uh, one of our people were talking about it took him 8 hours to do his brakes on his car. And, you know, if you've never done brakes before, yeah, it's going to take some time until you figure it out. But he thought it was funny. I laughed at him. Then he made a comment about him being a diesel mechanic most of his life. And that right there lit my britches. So I said, well, what did I say? I said, do you know how to do a tune-up on a diesel? Specifically a Detroit. Do you know how to do a tune-up on a Cummins N14 or an 855 Cummins or a Caterpillar? All I got was crickets from him. And then the guy made fun of goes, how many spark plugs are in a D16 or something? Would you believe that Einstein said 16 spark plugs in a diesel engine? This is the generation we work with, that I have to work with. And I'm really scared for our country. And just for a little known fact, the difference between doing a tune-up on a car and a diesel. A car, you change the spark plugs and wires. A diesel engine, you're adjusting the valves, basically. You take feeler gauges and you check the clearances on the cams and the valves and all that. And you might adjust the Jake brakes and all that stuff. That's what a tune-up is on a diesel. And it requires a shop manual. You gotta take the valve cover off. And I think the 855, you gotta have a special tool. In fact, the Cummins have to have a special tool too, if I'm not mistaken. I only did a couple weeks, but and the 855, which you ain't gonna work on those, but requires a special plunger tool, I believe. And you gotta change out these little gaskets on the side, adjust the fuel. I think it was the fuel timing or something like that. Anyhow, that's too much information, but you get the point. How insulted I was when he said that, and that's the type of person I got you with. And he basically thinks I'm an idiot. That's how I felt from that whole conversation. And I'm kind of curious how many other people have to deal with someone like that in their life. Well, you guys have a good day.